Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to all of you who've been kind and encouraging in the comments. Shout out to you who have been hitting the like button. Shout out to you who have been supporting financially. Shout out to you who have been buying the gear. Much love to you. What we're talking about today is spiritual fighting. We're talking about learning how to fight spiritually. There is a such thing as spiritual fighting. Those beings that you call angels, they fight all the time. And sometimes they fight because of you and over you. They tell the demons all the time, you're not allowed to touch this one. And sometimes the demons might try to anyway, and they fight. We talking about that. We talking about learning how to fight spiritually. You got to learn how to fight spiritually. Everything that happens to us, the devil always tries to gain an advantage and get you to lose your faith. Because your faith are your weapons. That's where your weapons is. That's where your tank is. That's where your bulletproof vest is. All of that is your faith. In the spirit, those are your weapons. That's why the devil done created all these religions, all these names. I got people fighting over names and ain't none of them his name. You can't know his name. Okay, if that was his name, then when you said, if anybody's sick around, everybody gonna be healed. These guys be putting on Iron Man suits like they some type of superhero. I know his real name. Y'all don't. And then you say the name and nothing happened. If that was his name, a whole new planet probably would come down here and destroy this one. Y'all don't know how it works. But there's a lot of things that we can do. That's what we're going to talk about. One of the things that stands in the way of you knowing how to spiritually fight is idolatry. You worshiping false gods. You got people elevated too high. You got role reversal going on. You think you're going to know how to fight spiritually and you scared of your wife? You scared that your wife gonna leave you? You gonna be a punk in the spirit. Because for you to know how to fight spiritually, you gotta have the most high at a level that's so far and high and beyond everybody else. You don't want to tell your best friend no. How you gonna know how to fight spiritually? You don't know how to be at odds with people over the truth. How you gonna know how to fight spiritually? You want to agree with everybody. You want everybody to like you. How you gonna know how to fight spiritually? Let's get to this. We go into 2 Corinthians chapter 10. And if you want to follow with me and you don't have the New American Standard Bible, you can go to Google and put 2 Corinthians 10 New American Standard Bible. Now, the thing with Paul's letters is they're just that. They're letters. But if you know how to rightly divide, his letters contain some very powerful stuff. And the one that I'm getting ready to read is a prime example of what I'm saying. See, I don't discredit Paul. I'm along the lines of Peter. I think people just had him misunderstood. And I think some things were possibly added to his writings. It's possible that he was on the fence being a Roman. But the Most High can use anybody, as we can see. He definitely was using the Apostle Paul. So, look at verse 3. Wait, let's go to verse 2. He says, I ask that when I am present, I need not to be bold with the confidence with which I intend to be courageous against some who regarding us as if we walked according to the flesh. So what he was basically saying is people were saying he looked scared. Look at verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not wage battle according to the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not of the flesh, but divinely powerful for the destruction of fortresses. We are destroying arguments and all arrogance raised against the knowledge of God, and we are taking every thought captive to the obedience of Christ, and we are ready to punish all disobedience whenever your obedience is complete. So in other words, what he's saying is I might look little and timid. They said Paul had a funny shaped head. But Paul knew how to pray and he knew how to fight in the spirit. The demons even knew him. That's how he knew how to fight. Remember the example of the guys? Now I know Jesus and I know Paul, but who are you? The dudes was trying to fight in the spirit with something that they just merely heard. That's a lot of y'all, unfortunately. He said, I know Paul, but who are you? And told them dudes up. Told them up. When you somebody in the spirit, them demons know you. They got to get permission to do anything. They knew Job. Remember the devil? What are you doing? He said, what are you doing? I'm going back and forth in the earth, seeking whom I can devour. He said, you consider my servant Job. He looking like, because he probably saw the devil hanging around Job. The devil will do that. The devils want people to think you stink. A demon will walk up every time you talk if they don't like you. And just won't do nothing. It just stand there. And people will think that's your spirit when it's not. It's a demon. Y'all see how deep this go? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. He said, for they say his letters are weighty and strong, but his personal presence is unimpressive and his speech contemptible. So in other words, Paul wasn't the greatest talker. Just like the real prophets, the people that the Most High really want to speak, they gonna have speech issues sometimes. Speech impediments like Moses and Paul. But they said the thing about Paul, they said his speech was disrespectful. So in other words, they were saying that Paul would say something like, now I'm just giving an example. I ain't trying to put words in his mouth or nothing. You need to get saved, you punk. Some old crazy stuff like that. They said his speech was disrespectful. He said his physical presence was unimpressive. Just like Most prophets. You gonna have fat prophets. You're gonna have skinny prophets. You're gonna have short prophets. You're gonna have tall, gangly prophets. That's what he was saying about Paul. But Paul knew how to fight spiritually. They said, reading his letters seem powerful. But looking at him, he like a little, y'all get the point I'm making? Size don't matter in the spirit. As you can see with what happened with David and Goliath. David beat him physically, but he beat him spiritually first. David put in Goliath's head that he was going to lose. How can a man that big, that got a sword, the weapons of his day, lose to a little man who had a slingshot with 5 rocks? That rock had to go through his skull. The same strength that was working through Samson was working through David when he beat Goliath. Samson was beating them people spiritually first. When Samson fell off spiritually, they gouged his eyes out. See, that's why they say riches is deceitful. Because if you really a man of God and you really want to be used by the Almighty, you can't be bought by the almighty dollar. Now, if somebody want to pay you, that's fine, but you don't change. You don't change. Joseph was another example. Joseph was praying so strong to the Most High that he was getting dreams and visions. A lot of times and I could tell you this being a prophet, when you start focusing too much on the earth, those dreams, you ain't gonna have as many dreams and visions. That's why you got to know how to fight spiritually so that money will still come to you. You'll be winning lotteries, all type of stuff. People be giving you money. Because as we get closer to the end of days, or as we know it, the reformation of the heavens and the earth, we have to be free to say what needs to be said and catch as many of these souls as we can catch. It's not us, it's the things that we say to put the Most High into their hearts and minds. They got to save themselves from this untoward generation, as the scriptures say. Now let's go to 2 Chronicles. This is part of the formula. In the spirit, it's all right to juice. You got to shoot that Most High up in you. But we surrounded by lust. We surrounded by all this stuff. Let's go here. Do y'all know why one of the real reasons why there's so much divorce in the world? That's one of the ways that the devil keeps people from learning or knowing how to fight spiritually. Somebody snatch your kids away from you, you ain't gonna be in the right state of mind. Somebody snatching your money away from you, you ain't getting none. All of these things will keep you from fighting spiritually if you let it. You say, well, I'll just do semen retention. Yeah, but if your attitude ain't right towards people. Remember he told you to love him with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, all your strength. Some of y'all are still mad at God over something that happened to you. When if you know how to fight spiritually, you'll rise above it. And you could possibly conquer that thing. Some of you got a problem. I don't like everybody, but if I let it get down on the inside to where I'll be treating people unfairly and acting upon that, then the Most High don't even like everybody. He wants the best for everybody, just like I do. But he don't like everybody because some of these people what they do and say is just not likable. But you can't let that get in you. Love your neighbor as yourself. What would you want? Would you want the people that don't like you to make things hard for you? No, so you don't do it. We talked about that, how these people is killing people because they don't like them. And a lot of them ain't did nothing to them. They just don't like them. It's just them. They trying to take stuff out on people. That's how people is. That's why nobody should be elevating or exalting any of these people. Y'all be exalting these YouTubers. And some of them don't even like you. They don't like people. Why you think they don't respond to their comments? They using you. They'll tell you in the manosphere not to let women use you, but then they using you. I wonder how many of these people would be preaching if it wasn't no money. I was preaching on YouTube when nobody wasn't making money. So, when we was on webcams, people wasn't making money. Now you got all these guys that's only talking because the dollars is good. And it's no wonder when a person like me could see right through you and just dissect all your talking points, because I know you only trying to be, it's some people, it's stuff they dealt with as kids. They felt inferior as kids for whatever reason. So now they done got validated on YouTube somehow, some way. And now they think they the answer for all the rest of us when they don't know how to spiritually fight. They don't, dude. I know y'all get what I'm saying. Second Chronicles. I know what I'm talking about because people did it to me. It was, okay, now, look, I'm gonna explain it to you. There has been people, right, especially on my last job when I was working at detention, that I was cool with them at first till they start hanging around people that for whatever reason didn't like me. Maybe they was in competition with me. They wanted to seem like they was doing the job better than me. Who knows? But when those people that I used to be cool with start hanging around people that for whatever their reason was, they had a problem with me. Maybe it was the Trump stuff. Maybe it was the Bible. Maybe they heard something because I wasn't really talking about that stuff. Yeah, if I was cool with you, maybe it was the people I was cool with going back, repeating stuff that I'm saying to people who don't know how to be disagreeable, which has caused problems for me in the past. That's why I'm done with that. This stuff I'm talking about right here, not talking about that anything to do with any work, business or job. Because people just don't know how to take it. Second Chronicles. And I would tell you guys, do not be trying to get all deep at work. Don't be talking about the matrix. The Matrix don't talk about that no more. You could talk about that with me. You could talk about that with people on YouTube. Do not talk about it at work. And if somebody in your job, if you know their screen name and they come in there and you talking about it, go somewhere else. Stop talking. If they on your Facebook page, keep it shallow. 2 Chronicles 7:14 says, if my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land. And he's telling the absolute truth because we saw him do it once again with Samson. What did Samson do? Samson was getting arrogant. He humbled himself. He prayed. The Bible don't list everything he said, but I guarantee you before he pushed that building down, he was praying some other stuff too. He sought his face. That night before he pushed that building down, I bet you he prayed all night. Because like I told y'all, he knew how to fight spiritually. And he turned from his wicked ways. See, the devil wants you not to know what the wicked stuff is. Or the devil wants you to have the wrong attitude towards it. Like for instance, the devil wants you to think you have to be absolutely perfect in the presence of God. She can weaken you that way. The devil wants you to engage too much in the flesh. She can weaken you that way. See, y'all hear me talking about jagging and all this stuff, but don't think I don't know the difference in what I'm talking about right here. See, some things you do as a counter reaction to something. See, now I got to explain it. What I say about that is for a woman to be an idol in your life, because if you have to, the Most High gave you freedom to have as many wives and concubines as you want. But if you one of those guys that think you have to stick to this one that's not having sex with you, or let's say you want kids and she's saying, I don't want any kids. You making her an idol. That's worser than if you was watching porn and jagging off. Because that's in the commandments and the laws. You shall not have any graven image of anything in the earth as part of it. That includes people. So that's what I mean by that. I'm not saying, yeah, go do this. I'm saying, look, whatever you got to do to keep her from having power over you like that. These dudes, and I know some guys, they got the Bible twisted up. They want to run and get married just so they can have sex. That's the wrong. You don't got to do that. You need to read your Bible some more. Because you can have concubines. You can make them wives you don't just make somebody a wife that don't deserve it. Because these women ain't virgins and they ain't one, two, like, in the Bible, they had one partner or they was virgins. At the most, they had two. Remember the woman at the well? What'd he tell her? She had 5 husbands. You know what he was talking about? She was getting smashed. 5 was the equivalent of 55 or 500 in our day. For her to have 5, he was basically telling her, she said, he's the Christ. He know I'm a hoe. Because she knows she had never seen him before and he knew what she was. Why? Because he knew how to fight spiritually. So sometimes you get a nugget when you know how to fight spiritually. Now you got prophecy. You getting prophecy. Prophecy's being shared with you. When you know how to fight spiritually, You fight your way through your money problems. You get evicted. You don't worry about what people saying, people talking about you. Then you fight them spiritually. And you know that you're going to get an even better house. You lose your car, you're going to get an even better car. You lost your rings or whatever. You had to pawn your rings or somebody broke in your house and stole your rings. You got to know that you're going to get all of that back. Because like Cat Williams said, you said, well, you're talking about Cat Williams. Anybody can put truth out there. When he said that the devil has no power, let me add the rest to that. The devil is a beggar. The devil be begging the Most High to do stuff to people. The devil didn't have the power to strike those afflictions on Job. The devil got permission and power to do those things. But you got to know how to fight spiritually, because you know how to fight spiritually. You could be like Hezekiah and get another 15 years added to your life. You can make the Most High change his mind. You ain't going to change him, but he could change his mind. See, y'all trying to change the Most High with pink Bibles and all this other weird stuff. His standard is his standard. This 2 Chronicles 7:14 will help you fight in the spirit. Because what did he say? I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land. He gonna forgive and heal. But depending on your situation, he might wreck something for you. You know how to pray spiritually. One more scripture. Isa54. See, the devil, arrogance is one of the key components to demonic success. People all the time don't be knowing the devil will try to use you to discredit somebody. And there's the Most High trying to discredit. Well, he don't try. Like if somebody is a racist or some old weirdo stuff, or you standing by foolishness, the devil will try to vouch for you. And at the same time, the Most High will be trying to set the record straight. Or I keep saying trying. The Most High don't try. He succeeds. But y'all get what I'm saying. So Isaiah 54:17, no weapon that is formed against, he said, thee shall prosper. Every tongue that rises against you in judgment, thou shalt condemn. The Most High told him to say that. Spiritually fighting, you know the Most High is talking to you. Let me show you something. If you love sin and darkness rather than light, if you refuse to repent, the Most High be using people to get you to understand the truth and get your name in the book of life, and you are heckling them and refusing to repent, you ain't gonna know how to fight spiritually. You can't cover your kids. See, y'all don't know that the devil be keeping y'all away from these things. You think because it's hypocrites in the church, what did that got to do with you? You hurting yourself. Because you really could go there just to get the basics down and then establish yourself with the Most High and then move on. You can be on my channel, learning everything you need to know to be equipped out here spiritually. You ain't got to worry about, listen, man, cut and dry over here. Watch my videos, cut and dry. You ain't gotta, I'm not going to try to act like I'm perfect to get your money, like these preachers. You want to give me some money? Give me some money. My Cash App is in the description. You got super thanks. If you want to give me some money, give me some money. Now, over time, what y'all getting, people is paying all this money and they ain't even getting half of what I'm giving y'all. So over time, it's only fair for me to be like, okay, I'm going to put this in members only. I'm going to talk about this in person, but not on YouTube. It's coming to that. Only because it's fair, not because I need your money. You gonna see what you see is what you get. Hey, listen, man. These dudes be labeling sin and playing God. I'm telling you what sin that the Bible says is sin. Because if the Bible didn't talk about it, guess what? Did the Bible say anything about the casino? It talked about money that is temporal. And because it's temporal, it can't be spiritual. Now, it can be used for spiritual purposes in spiritual ways. But money is not spiritual. Because if money was spiritual, we wouldn't have to fight to keep it. We wouldn't have to fight to get it. And them sinners wouldn't have it. So that's why the Bible talks about the deceitfulness of riches. Y'all be falling for marketing strategies. They show you your dream car. Now you giving them money to buy even more dream cars. But you're not getting your dream car. Because you on the cross. Forgive them. They know not what they do. He said his burden is easy, his yoke is light. You don't got to be on the cross. Yeah, some stuff you need to cut out, you need to sacrifice, but you need to enjoy life too. Y'all dudes be knowing y'all be wanting that shrimp with that butter on it. You know you want that shrimp. You twisting the Bible, and I showed you Genesis 9, 3, and 4. You know you want to do that shrimp like this. But you peel the skin off in your mouth, flick it back in the plate. You know, you rip them legs off. Speaking of bugs, you say, well, they're eating bugs. John the Baptist was eating what? Well, those locusts. Well, see, the locusts. Shut up, man. You know you want to put that shrimp in that butter. You know you want that big lobster tail with the, you know how they split the shell, and they've had that line from cutting it, they had to cut it deep. That big fat piece of lobster meat. Then they give you that hot butter in that black little cup at Red Lobster. Don't worry, man. It's more for me. I don't need you to like it. If you ain't buying it, it's going to be available for me. Them crab legs are worth the work. You have to pull it out. Sometimes you got to suck it out. Them little pictures of me having that little meat, you got to... Yeah. You got your superhero suit on. He ain't gonna make it. He eating them lobster and them crab. He be eating hot dogs. He be eating pork chops. They be at the Thanksgiving dinner talking, and they keep looking back at the smaller pork chop. Y'all gonna have me coughing. I'm almost done with this cold. Y'all gonna have me coughing. The superheroes who his name is Yeshua, his name is Joshua, his name is Yehovah, all these names. You be right at the his name is Jehovah, his name is Ahiah. And you be right at the Thanksgiving dinner. You be talking, oh yeah, I'm doing good, man. How y'all been? Trying to be nice because you don't want to start preaching because they don't want you around because you be preaching and stuff. And you keep looking at the pork chop, the smothered pork chop. People grabbing wait a minute. People grabbing them and you looking at them like, man, they finna be gone. So, man, hey, I still got a little cough, man. These ain't, like I told y'all, these ain't colds, man. They in the lab, like, but he watching. It was like 50 pork chops. Everybody else enjoying themselves eating them pork chops. He watching it, Mr. Superhero. Oh, yeah, man, I'm doing good. Yeah. They grabbing them pork chop. The gravy on their bread, they doing their bread like this in the gravy. You're too spiritual for pork chops. More for me. Oh, man. These people be funny, man. You got all these seafood places in your city. You practically live in a seafood hub. And people buying seafood boiled with the corn. You won't eat the corn because it's laying on the shrimp. Man, y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all got me coughing, man. Whew. Oh, man, I got tears coming out, man. I be seeing them. They be in the grocery store. They get by the pork section. They little wives be having their head covered up. They start walking fast with the cart past the pork. Oh, man, y'all got the wrong impression of the Most High. What you gonna do when you get to heaven and you see them crabs up there? Because the Most High got a sense of humor. He gonna set everything straight. Everything is for food. Didn't he say that? You can't take that out of there. But do you? Do you? Do you? Remember, the same measure you measure in judgment gonna be measured to you again. So when you judge, you better make sure you're right. So I'm gonna be eating these BLTs, man. I'm gonna put, you know what I like to do, what I done start doing? Season the lettuce. You season the lettuce up, right? You got the bacon under there, the cheese. I was watching my cousin. I hope I hit the like button so the guys that don't agree with me on this could see it. She said, my cousin said, I need some bacon and some bread. I'm going to make sure I go, if I ain't like that post, that I hit the like so all the people that will see it. Oh, man. You got, you making gingerbread houses talking about you don't gamble. Man, y'all a trip, man. That's why y'all don't know how to spiritually fight, man. I'm just gonna tell you. The truth will make you free. You making gingerbread houses, graven images with your kids. You watching Christmas movies. Hey, I'm free to watch it. You know why? Because there's no law to say I can't. Christmas Story, National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. Yep. I can watch them celebrate Christmas. Christmas is a wonderful time of year. People be acting better. Like, I don't celebrate it, and I was kind of like, when it goes past, you be kind of sad. I be listening to the Christmas music. George Michael was Rainbow. Who cares? That's him. He already, done met his fate. But I be listening to Last Christmas and gave me my heart, and the very next day I play it as soon as like I got a tradition in my house. I tell them we ain't playing no Christmas music until November 26th after Thanksgiving, and we be playing all them Christmas songs. Paul McCartney, Wonderful Christmas Time. I like the time of year. I'm free. Y'all can't even enjoy life. Like I say, you watching the pork chops. Know you want 1, 2, even 3. You'll eat them up. You eating beef, disobeying the Noahic laws, talking about you like it kind of raw. But you don't eat pork. You eat raw steak, but you don't eat pork though. You hypocrite. You freaking hypocrite. That's the type of stuff that makes people hypocritical. You half cooking your steak. Talking about you don't eat shrimp, you don't eat pork. Hypocrite. That's why you don't know how to spiritually fight. That's why. I know I'm making jokes and they funny to me, man. Practically got me finna start coughing. You decorating the Christmas tree. Got balls on them that originally symbolized people's heads, but who keeping score? And you want to talk about who go to the casino, who watch horror movies, who play the lottery. But you got Nimrod in your freaking house, you hypocrite, you. That's why you don't know how to spiritually fight. Semi Raymond said the Christmas tree symbolized Nimrod. She said Nimrod was always on hard. He ain't have ED. Her own son. Yes, sir. Hey, listen, your pastor ain't messing with me, man. All them Christmas trees in this church, the nerve of him to even look, he should have his eyes down when he see me. Not because I'm perfect, but because he know I can tell him, man, you a hypocrite. You condemn your church for going to Potawatomi, but you got a Christmas tree, you got white Jesus, you got them balls that symbolize people's heads. You got Santa Claus in there to symbolize the devil coming through the flames. You think he giving you gifts. See? See how that works? Hey, man. It's a good time of year, though. And it's almost like you be sad and people be sad when they go. Because think about it. Some grandmothers, that's the only time they get attention through the whole year. You should be going to see your grandmother. If your grandmother is alive, you should be seeing her. Just trust me. When she gone, you're going to be like, with your uncles too. Once they gone, they gone. You should have been going to see them. Once they gone, they gone. Your parents, all them little petty differences. You trying to take your mama's side against your father, and your mama is passive aggressive as an instigator, and she got you treating the stepdaddy like he better than your daddy because she put all those lies in your head about your daddy. you ain't gonna know how to fight spiritually. You got to get all that junk out. You got to forgive. You got to distance yourself from people that you always gonna have to keep forgiving because they ain't right. All of that stuff is gonna help you learn how to fight spiritually. People who didn't help you, trying to philosophize you, forgive them and leave them alone. You asked them for help, they didn't help you. I don't want to hear your voice. You left me for dead, or they left you for dead. And then they want to come with philosophy. Listen, man, I don't want to hear nothing you think about the Bible. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say because you didn't have the action. But I forgive you. You forgive them. And if they keep trying to act like nothing happened, you tell them in a nice way why you not going to deal with them. Hey, man, listen, man, nothing against you, man. But remember that time I came to you for some help? You could have helped me and you ain't even respond. You didn't. I ain't going to lie to you, man. I'm going to come to you, man. And, man, I really don't want to hear what you're talking about. And they start trying to argue. Click, block. That's how you get stuff off you so you can fight spiritually. You got all this unforgiveness. The devil going to build fortresses. You going to be trapped. You ain't going to be able to fight. But anyway, I got to get going. I'm finna watch the Packers clinch their playoff berth. Hey, anybody could win the NFC. It's wide open. Ain't none of them teams invincible. But thanks for watching. Keep tuning in for more videos.